It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. As many of you have noticed, I haven't been able to do a lot of videos in the last 7 days. I was away, but I am back, and I will be putting out more consistent videos going forward. But in the next 2 days, expect to see a bunch of videos being released. I'm gonna try to catch up with the videos that I wasn't able to release. There was a new trailer and some new pictures for The Walking Dead's third series, which I will be going through. Also, I will be doing my review of the premiere of Season 10 and my prediction for Season 10 Episode 2 after this one, so expect to see all of those. I also have a fear video coming up about Morgan and whether I think he's dead or not, so that's going to be coming up as well. So stay tuned for all of those. Now, the only video I actually posted on time was my reaction, because that one I wanted to watch the episode really bad anyway, so I just watched it and I reacted to it in my hotel room. But the other videos, like I said, it's going to be coming up later than usual, but hopefully by the end of the week we should be back on track with the videos that are going to be released. But in this one I will be doing my breakdown of the promo or the trailer for episode 2 of season 10 called We Are the End of the World. So in terms of this specific episode, season 10 episode 2, I will be doing my prediction video for it later, but one thing I do want to say is that it seems like this episode is going to be a combination of a backstory for the Whisperers as well as the current timeline in terms of where the Whisperers are when the satellite crashes and all of that. And we're talking about the events of episode 1. It seems like this episode is going to be split into 2 different timelines. One is going to be a backstory for the Whisperers, maybe showing us how they formed, and another one is going to be more or less what the Whisperers are doing right now. So with that, let's jump right into it. So the first shot we have is this shot of the Whisperers camp, some Whisperers pass, and we basically see Alpha and Beta in the background embracing each other. It seems like there's definitely some sort of romantic bond between them, which they're most likely going to dive into this season, maybe even as early as this episode. But we have Alpha and Beta here. Now in this specific shot, Alpha is actually getting her head shaved by Beta, which we will see in the next shot. But we basically get a sense that Alpha is a little bit vulnerable when she's with Beta, which is very, very, very interesting. Now we have this shot, which is what I said. Beta is actually shaving Alpha's head, which is pretty interesting. But Beta says in the voiceover, we are far from the enemy. So this actually leads me to think that we might see some sort of situation where Alpha is thinking or kind of contemplating whether they are the enemy or whether they're doing the right things. And Beta is there to assure her that they are not the enemy. They're far from the enemy, obviously from their own perspective. Now, there's also a possibility that Beta's talking to someone else, because we don't really see a shot of Beta saying these things to Alpha. It's just a voiceover. So there's a possibility that Beta could be saying this to other members of the Whisperers, like I said, who may be thinking they're not the good guys or that they're the enemy. Then we have this shot, which is again Alpha and Beta. Beta is still shaving Alpha's head. Then we have this shot of Beta. He's inside some sort of building. We've seen this shot in other teasers before the season started, so there's nothing new there. Then we have this shot of Beta walking with a herd of walkers, maybe some Whisperers with him. And then this shot of Beta and again some other Whisperers. This is from the same shot, but Beta slowly turns around, which is interesting. He might have noticed or heard something. In the voiceover, Beta says their fear will subside. So this one, I think he's actually talking to Alpha. He's saying the survivors' fear will subside. So, there is a possibility that they could come back. And I think Beta is really pushing for a conflict with the survivors. And Alpha may or may not necessarily want that conflict. Then we have this shot of another Whisper. This is actually Gamma, the new Whisper that we've kind of seen in other teaser shots and trailers as well. Then we have this shot of a herd of walkers and some Whispers, most likely amongst them. Beta in the voiceover says, it's time that the pack returns. So Beta may be or most likely talking to Alpha, telling her that it's time for the pack of Whispers and walkers to return, for the mega herd in a way. also to return because they don't know what to expect. They don't know what the survivors are going to do. This goes back to what Beta says. Their fear will subside. Then we have this shot of Alpha and Beta. Now, Beta is holding up Alpha's mask. Maybe he's giving it to her or something along those lines. But that's very interesting. Then we have this shot of Alpha and some walkers and whispers in the background. Then this shot of Beta and a pack of walkers and whispers. And then this shot. So it seems like these may actually be walkers and these are whispers and walkers. So maybe they're slowly going to blend into the herd, and maybe this is even the mega herd or part of the mega herd, and they're trying to lead them towards that quarry. Then we have this shot of some whispers. Then in the voiceover, Beta says the others have spoken life they saw. So that's very interesting. Maybe here Beta is talking to other whispers, telling them that this is just everyone speaking their experiences. This is what they saw. This is basically everyone's experience together or something along those lines. I don't know if I'm making sense, but maybe Beta is trying to make a statement here that we are all together and that this is all of us and what we do is a reflection of the life that we saw or something along those lines. Then we have this shot of the whispers that we just saw looking at some other whispers approaching. Now this is very interesting. This is Gamma for one, and the other is this whisper here is reaching out for something. So not sure if this whisper has stolen something or if this whisper is hiding something, but it seems like there's some sort of conflict or tension between the whispers. Now this could be part of the backstory. This could be part of a previous timeline, not the current timeline. Then we have this shot of Alpha taking off her mask and looking intensely at the camera. This shot of Beta running in the woods. This shot of Gamma. Now in the voiceover, Beta says she unsettles the pack. Not sure if he's talking about Gamma or Alpha, but that's very interesting. Again, Beta seems to be talking to someone, and these voiceovers all come from that conversation. Then we have this shot of Alpha and Beta together. And then this shot of Alpha putting on Gamma's mask for her, which is interesting. I've said this before because this was in a previous teaser, but Alpha doesn't really do that. Beta does it for her, for one. So the fact that she's doing this for Gamma leads me to think that Gamma may actually be someone very close to Alpha, maybe her sister or something like that. Then we have some more shots of them. Then we have this shot of Alpha and Beta together again. In the voiceover, this time Alpha says, there's clarity in the chaos. Now, I don't exactly know what that means or what that's representing, but I'm leaning more towards this being Alpha just saying that if we bring chaos to them, this would clarify to them that fear is always there. So this goes back to what Beta says, their fear will subside. Then we have this shot, which is very interesting. We have Beta and some other whispers approaching these walkers who appear to be eating something. Now, I think this is part of what happened in the premiere. If you remember, there was a deer that was injured and it fell and the walkers started eating it, but Carol and Daryl did not go up to the deer to basically kill the walkers to take the deer because it was over the Whisperers' territory, or it was in their territory. It was over the border. So I think this is Beta and the other Whisperers actually finding that deer. But the fact that Beta and the other Whisperers find the deer is interesting to say the least. Then we have this shot of Alpha sharpening her knife, and then this shot of Alpha, then this shot of Alpha looking at her knife, which she sharpened, then this shot of Beta, and then this shot of the Whispers. Now in the background we see the satellite crash right here, and that's what actually gets the attention of the Whispers. Alpha right here, she slowly turns around. So I'm leaning more towards the satellite crash being the thing that actually brings the Whispers and the herd back. So that's what attracts the Whispers back. Then we have in the voiceover Alpha saying, do you doubt me? Or asking Beta, do you doubt me? And then Beta says or replies, never. We have this shot of some Whispers watching Alpha, and then this shot of Whispers watching Alpha, and Alpha's right here. There's someone here, I think that's a Whisperer, kneeling in front of Alpha. So that's very interesting. And then Alpha raises up her arms and basically looks at the camera. Now, I think the way she's kneeling here and Alpha's doing whatever she's doing, this might be part of like a ritual. Whoever this is may be actually getting their title. That's the Whisperer ceremony, when someone gets a new title or something like that. This could even be Gamma. This could even be related to earlier shot where we had Alpha putting on Gamma's mask. Maybe she only does that to new Whisperers who earn higher ranking titles. Maybe that's why she did that. Maybe there is no real family relationship between Gamma and Alpha. Maybe it is as simple as Alpha just put on her mask because she's earning a new title or something like that. So that's pretty much the promo or the trailer breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for my other videos that are going to be coming up. That's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.